Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Let's Read About It podcast. I'm Kylie.
And I'm Joss. Welcome, guys.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Joss, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. So much to unpack with book number 2.
Indeed.
Oh my God,
Yes.
so much to unpack. Okay, so I was already like in a state over the first book, and
Yep.
then got like 2 chapters into the second book, and I was like, oh God, here we go.
The amount of times you messaged me while you were reading this book, just going, holy fuck. Just like, wow, okay. Yep.
Yeah, I just kept messaging Joss, and I was just like, chapter so and so, like chapter 20, oh my God, chapter 40, what the fuck? Like, because in case you've missed it in the first episode, we were reviewing the first one, which is called A Thorn and Roses. That's the first of the series. Joss has actually done a read of this series in the past, so this is
Yep.
her second read through. This is my first, and this is also my first introduction into fantasy. So it's definitely been a trip for me. There is something that I do want to talk about before we get into the review of the book.
Sure. What have you got?
Audiobooks.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah. So I decided, I got up to like chapter 4 of the second book, and I was like, I'm just going to pop onto Spotify and see the audiobook. So I was just like, you know what? I could just listen to it while I'm working on my computer, all that type of stuff. Oh my God. Look, no offense to the person who was narrating the story, but there was no emotion in her voice whatsoever. And if anybody's read this series, you would know damn well that there is a lot of emotional scenes in this book. And it's like, if you are going to narrate the story, you need to have the emotion in your voice, otherwise it just doesn't come across it. And it just sounded so flat. So I was like, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But when I was like looking at the book, because I had the book in front of me, right? And I was looking at the book, and I was up to chapter 4, so I was like, I'll start chapter 4. It wasn't the same chapter.
What do you
Like,
mean?
it wasn't the chapter that I was seeing in the book. Like, so chapter 4, when it started, it wasn't what was on chapter 4. So I don't know how Spotify works their chapters, but it's not the same as the book. So I was incredibly confused, and I was like, okay, I'll just read the book. So I was like, okay. And then, like, that was my first sort of, well, actually, no, I'll lie. It was the second time that I've listened to an audiobook. The first one I very much regret, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. I wouldn't advise this on anyone. I stupidly decided to put the 50 Shades of Grey audiobook on.
Oh, no. You didn't.
I did.
Oh, honey.
I lasted about 30 seconds and then got incredibly uncomfortable and had to turn it off. It wasn't good. Wouldn't recommend at all listening to the audiobook of that. At all. I reckon with this series, you probably could listen to the audiobook, but look.
I think it would depend on, like a lot of books, when it comes to audiobooks, as you said, a narrator can actually make or break it.
Yeah.
For you. There are books where I've had to stop and could not go back to the series ever again because of a narrator that I've tried to listen to an audiobook. But there's also series like, say, the Harry Potter series, for example, where the audible version, the narrator is actually Stephen Fry, who I now can't even read the books as normal without hearing it in his voice in my head.
Oh my God,
So,
Stephen
and he does such an amazing
Fry.
job. Oh my God.
He would be the ideal person. I don't think he could. Oh my God, could you imagine if he narrated 50 Shades of Grey?
That man could narrate a shopping list and I'd listen to it.
Honestly, yes. But I will say this though: if you are going to listen, especially with book 2 and the certain scenes that we will be discussing, this is not the type of audiobook that you listen to without headphones.
Potentially not, no.
if you are going to listen to it without headphones, there is only one activity that you should be doing with that, and I will not tell anyone that activity. You use your brain.
I think they're smart enough to figure it out.
I think so. Anyway,
Moving along.
let's move it along and start with this, with episode 2, which is a review of the Court of Thorn and Roses book 2, which is Court of Mist and Fury. Yes, I did say the right one and not the third one.
You did.
Thank
Yep,
God.
that's right.
Okay, so this is book number 2 in the book. I think there's technically 5 books, but we're just going to say that there's 4 because book
3.5 doesn't really count. It's a filler.
Yeah.
Look, we can read it if you want. I'll leave that one up to you. I've only read it once, and I will only. I didn't really enjoy it.
But you said that it'd be like at the end of the series, like after we've read A Court of Silver Flames.
I'd probably read the entire series first and then go back and read that one.
Yeah, so finish the series and then which is weird because I would have thought, because when I looked at the books, because I've got the physical books, like I've got the box thing of it, and when I was looking at it, I was like, everything else is like thick, and then you have a look at that book and it's so small, and it's like,
yeah, it's a filler.
What? Why not just add that into the other books? Like, you could have just done 4 books and then added that into that 4th book. Like, it could have been easily done. Or, I don't know, just not worry about it. Anyway, so we don't ramble on for too long. Let's start with the brief overview of the actual book itself, which is A Court of Mist and Fury. So, I'm reading this straight off of Goodreads, but we can also discuss further as well, ins and outs of the books without giving too much away. So Feyre has just undergone, I'm just going to put this out here now, spoiler warning for anyone who has not read the series. If you don't want spoilers, turn the episode off now.
And just a quick heads up, as you probably already worked out from listening to our first episode, massive spoiler warnings from both of us, like preemptive, and a massive swearing disclaimer, just a heads up. Neither one of us is really going to control that. Sorry.
No, and you will understand if you've read the book why that is not the case. Okay, so in the first book, we introduced to Feyre and Tamlin with the court, the spring court, and then at the end of the book was the scene with all of the under the mountain stuff, which is horrible stuff. So Feyre, she had undergone more trials than one human woman can carry in her heart. So she's now been granted the powers and lifespan of a High Fae. So she died under the mountain and then was reborn as a High Fae, but she's actually got the power of all 7 of the High Lords. So she's basically, she's amazing. But she's also haunted by her time under the mountain, which if you've read the first book, you'll understand why. And she's also haunted by the terrible deeds that she performed to save the lives of not only Tamlin, but his people as well, which in turn were her people. So when the second book starts, which is something that I do want to discuss as well, because I was really annoyed about this, they got engaged. So, like, when the book first starts, it's like they're planning their marriage, right?
Yep.
But where was the proposal storyline? Why did we not hear about the proposal?
You feeling a bit robbed?
Yes. It's just like they just skipped like 3 months and they didn't give us like the most important detail of their relationship, which was the proposal. Like they were just like, oh yeah, it's been 3 months since he proposed. I'm sorry. What? Like, you can't just like, we need the details. Like you can't just come like 3 months into a book and be like, yeah, well, they're getting married. But it's like, no, you need to give us the details of the proposal, which we kind of did sort of get a little bit of detail. Because they did tell us that it was like a proposal at the lake, which I'm like, yay, that's great. But not because we didn't actually get the storyline. So basically, at the end of the book, Feyre had made a deal with Rhys, who we have all learned to love, And basically it meant that the deal was that she spends a week every month with Reese at the night court. And,
Yep.
you know, typical male wants something in return.
Pretty much.
So, Reese has impeccable timing with this as well, because
Oh, I love it.
he shows up right when Feyre is basically walking down the aisle to marry Tamlin. And I don't think the timing could have been any better, because she was asking for help, basically. Like, in her mind, she was begging someone to get her out of that situation.
Screaming for help.
Yeah, she was screaming for help, which is a huge eye-opener as well, because it really makes you question what she's actually put up with in the 3 months that she's been back in the spring court, which we do actually eventually learn what she has been on, like put under, and it really makes you question Tamlin, basically.
Yeah, I love it.
So Reese shows up while she's walking down the aisle, and then basically winnows her the fuck out of there and gets to the night court. For those of you who don't know what winnowing means, it basically means that they've just teleported from the spring court to the night court. Just up and vanished, right? Puff of smoke.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. So after that, there's a lot of, like, I won't go into too many details right now, but it basically, the story primarily focuses on Feyre and Reese and their adventures through the night court, and all of the adventures that take place and the huge events that take place as well. There is a lot of plot twists, which we will not be revealing. But I will say, you need to read this series, because holy shit. Oh my god. So, the setting.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to say this now. Sarah has really outdone herself with the courts. So, Joss, do you want to tell everyone about the new locations that we have experienced?
Sure. So we got to see we got introduced to the Spring Court and the Mortal Lands initially in the very first book, as you guys probably remember, if you've read it or listened to the podcast, of course. With the second one, we get a little bit more introduction to the Spring Court initially. They discuss Under the Mountain, which, as you guys know, we were introduced to in the first book as well. But in the second one, we get a little bit more of an idea and we're introduced to Reese's Court, which is the Night Court.
Yep.
We also get to see a little bit of the Summer Court. We go back to the Mortal Lands. We get to see Valaris, which, holy shit.
Yeah.
We get to see Highburn, and yeah, just a couple more different places that we get to we're introduced to.
Yeah, and they did
just descriptions.
Yeah, they did focus a lot on especially Valaris and the Night Court. The Night Court. Those are the two locations that they primarily focused on, because the story was based in those two locations. And then you've got the Court of Nightmares.
Yes.
We are going to get into that soon.
Oh, yeah.
Because that scene... Ooh. Okay, so as Joss mentioned, we did get introduced to Highburn as well. That was towards the end of the book, and that was only for a brief period of time. That is a major plot twist.
Yes.
Towards the end of the book, which we are not going to reveal because it will ruin the entire story for you. So, as Joss mentioned, there are new locations. So basically, the entire court learns that there is a impending war, and it's going to affect not only the Night Court, the Spring Court, basically all of Prithian, but it is also going to affect the mortal world as well. So they have to basically join forces to protect everyone. There is a lot of back and forth between the Night Court and the mortal realm, where we're actually reintroduced to Feyre's sisters, Nesta and Elaine.
Yep.
Now, I will say this now. Nesta pissed me off entirely in this book, but I can understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
And Elaine is kind of growing on me.
Yeah, I gotta admit, as an older sister, I can relate to Nesta entirely in these scenes, like that overprotective, that very, very protective urge to just beat the living shit out of anyone that comes anywhere near your family.
Yeah.
Um,
So I can also understand as well because she hasn't seen Feyre since she come back from under the mountain, so she
yeah,
obviously didn't know the full extent of what happened to her. And when she learnt that Feyre had become a High Fae, Nesta was very taken aback by that, which understandably so, because like she hasn't exactly been that welcoming of the Fae people, so it'd
yeah,
be sort of I can understand where Nesta's coming from, and she also wants to protect Elaine as well, who has grown
yeah,
some balls.
just a little
Elaine
bit,
has
yeah.
grown and do you know what I really appreciated about this book though?
Mm.
Their father had like no mention basically. Like it was
He was
just
mentioned in passing as a past on, as
yeah, and it was just
background, and that's it.
because he was on
Great.
another continent, and I was like, great, he can fucking stay there. Fucking fuck him. I was like, good on him, fuck off. If
Oh,
you guys haven't read the first book, go and listen to the first episode because you'll understand
yep.
why I just said that. Um,
Oh,
so who were the ones that we met in Reese's court? There was four, wasn't there?
so so we get introduced to the inner circle in the Night Court in Valaris. So we're introduced to the Morrigan, who is, from my memory, Reese's
Cousin?
second. Oh yeah, she's his cousin.
Yeah, cousin.
Um,
And then I think
yeah,
he's second or something.
yeah. Um,
And then,
and we get to meet, of course, we get to meet Cassian and Azriel as
yep,
well. Yep. And of
beautiful.
course,
Beautiful.
and of course, I'm forgetting one person, and I can't remember her name.
Is it
Um,
is it Amron or Armin? Amron?
Amran. Amran.
Amron.
Thank you.
That's the one. Amron. I wrote Armin. Just fix that up.
You will not
So,
live that down.
that's
Just
fine.
saying.
Um, so there's Amron that we meet as well, and she is not of this world.
No.
She has a lot of significant value in the storyline as well,
Mm.
and we learn that further on down the line.
Yep. I need to correct
Um,
myself. I'm sorry. The Morrigan Moore is actually third in command.
Third
Not.
in command. Okay, because Cassian and Azriel are like
Mm.
yeah. So the other one that we meet as well is the King of Highburn
Yes.
towards the end of the book. And there is actually also somebody else that we meet as well, but I'm not going to not going to say that name because it will spoil the end of the book. But the King of Highburn does make an appearance.
Yes.
We do not like him. Let me stress that we do not like the King of Highburn. I think
Well,
that's all
he's a
we'll.
bad guy, so
Yeah. Um, so obviously Tamlin and Lucian are in this book as well.
mhm.
Lucian, I'll start with Lucian. He's a gutless prick,
Yep.
but he is loyal to Tamlin, so I can understand why. Tamlin, on the other hand, he's a traitorous prick, and I really hope he dies.
Fair enough.
That's yeah. So I so I want to ask you though, Joss,
Yes.
and I think I know what the answer is going to be.
Yeah.
Who are your favorite characters in book 2?
Oh, yeah. You know what the answer's going to be. Um.
Should we say it together? It's Reese and
I
Feyre.
It's
Like,
Reese and
come on,
Feyre. Yeah.
come on.
You know it is. Um. I enjoyed the relationship and that development of the relationship between Reese and Feyre in this book. That that spark is just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
And you could sort of like, there were little Easter eggs throughout like the
Oh
first
yeah,
half of the book as well.
yeah.
And I'm just gonna say this now, it pisses me off to my very core that it took them 47 chapters for them to finally fuck. Like, are you kidding? Like,
Oh,
that was like the worst, like the longest cock block I've ever read in my entire life. Like, why the hell would you make us wait 47 chapters for them to
yep.
finally get together? And the fact that they spread it across, like, it was like you said yesterday, it was a slow burn, because
Yes.
they started off basically as foreplay
Yep.
and then it got more intense.
Yeah.
But would you say that it technically started before or after the Court of Nightmares?
I, knowing what I've read in the book and knowing that bits and pieces that you read between the two of them in each scene, I think it started for Reese prior to being under the mountain.
Oh, 100%.
And I think for Feyre, it didn't really kick in. I think she kind of felt an attraction to him after
Mm,
being under the mountain with him. And I think she felt an attraction to him prior to going under the mountain with him. That first scene where they're first actually introduced and she provides him with the wrong name,
yeah, which we all know what
and gets an
happened there.
innocent killed. Um, but yeah, I don't think it actually kicked in properly for Feyre, and she was willing to be open to that kind of relationship until after she'd left
Yeah,
the spring court.
yeah. And then I think so with the scene that happens at the Court of Nightmares, was this before they actually officially got together?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the scene in the Court of Nightmares.
Go on.
It was a hot and heavy one, I will say this now, and it really made me so much more attracted to Reese because of it. Because Reese kind of put on this facade um, that basically he stepped into his High Lord role, like the feared High Lord that everyone makes him out to be, and
Yeah.
basically makes out that Feyre is his plaything.
Yep.
But he has her sitting up on his lap on the throne, and I'm just gonna let your guys' imagination run wild as to what they did on the throne.
I
Because
got
it
to admit, I enjoyed that scene so much, and it's not just the fact
oh
that it was the way Reese was with Feyre, but the fact that Feyre was playing along. I just enjoyed
yes,
it as much as he did.
like oh my god, like that entire scene was probably the hottest scene in the entire book, and that's not even including that's even including the scene where they actually officially get together.
Yep.
Like, oh my god, like, well done, Sarah, for that, because
Hmm.
Jesus Christ, that was well written.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a it was definitely a fucking well written scene, I will tell you that.
Yes.
Um so that I'm going to put this over to you now. What were your favorite and least favorite parts of this book?
So the start of the book, where that initial wedding scene, where she's initially taken away to go and spend her first week with Reese,
Mhm.
always falls into one of my favorite parts of the book.
Mhm.
The lead up to that wedding scene always pisses me off because you can clearly see we're reading it from Feyre's point of view, obviously,
Yeah.
but you can see she's unhappy. You can feel it. And the fact that Tamlin not only does nothing to help her, he openly tries to stop her from doing anything to help the people of his court or
Yeah.
anything like that. He doesn't want her out in the forest or anything like that. He's effectively holding her captive.
Yeah. And basically relinquishing all control, that she has over herself. Like, he wants to have that control over her, and he will do anything and everything in his power to keep that control.
Yeah, he's taking control.
Yeah.
But even when she comes back from being with Reese after that first time, and she's talking about everything that they talked about to get, well, she was with him in the night court. That conversation about how she mentions that Reese wanted to to train her to use her new powers, and his instant response of, "I don't feel that that's appropriate because I feel like that'll put a target on your back."
Yeah, and
And
then basically just said that, like, there's no such thing as a high
as a
pay.
yes, there's no such thing as a. Wait, I know I wrote this down. Hold on, because I want to get this right.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a high lady. That fucking quote pisses me off every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah. And
Still
it's
just as
like,
angry as the first time.
and that there as well, like, it's just narcissistic controlling behavior, because it's like he's basically telling her that she's not worthy of anything, and that she'll never be worthy of anything, and she'll never have a title. She'll just basically be his plaything, essentially. And there's a huge difference between him and Reese
Yes,
in this
massive,
story as well.
massive difference.
Any other favorite parts or anything in the book for you?
There's a scene later on in the book after Feyre finds out certain things and she's alone in the house and she's painting.
Oh,
Um, that's always going to be one of my favorites.
yep, yep.
The scene on the throne, of course,
Mhm.
massive favorite part.
Agreed.
Um, the very there's just one line in a scene towards the end of a chapter. I think it's the last line in one of the chapters where it's actually from Elaine, which surprised the hell out of me because she's never hasn't really been my favorite character throughout this series. But this one line from her in this book just brings her back into the good light for me, I think.
Yep.
Um, just yeah. Well, after they've they've just had this meeting, setting the scene. They've just had this meeting with the queens from the mortal lands, trying to and trying to let them know that there is a war coming, that they need to work together to protect the mortal lands and the Fey lands as well. Um, the queens go and leave the room, and then Elaine turns around and says, "I hope they all burn in hell." It
Oh
just
my
that's
god.
got to be a
That
favorite line.
that line just cemented Elaine in the history books for that one.
Yeah.
But there has been a couple of pearlers with just the one line that
Mhm.
really cemented in, and I think one is from they're actually both from Reese. I'm going to hand one over to you because you actually mentioned this one first. So do you want to tell the audience what your favorite line of the entire book is?
That initial wedding scene when he first initially shows up to take her away. I'm going to use that terminology. And the first thing that he says to Feyre when he walks in, when he winnows into the room is, "Feyre, darling."
Oh,
And that line will just be forever in my head.
the way that, and you could just imagine, you could almost hear his voice saying it,
Yep.
which is just like, oh my god.
That line alone is why I will never be able to listen to this as an audiobook
Oh
because
god,
no one.
no. 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 If Stephen Fry was reading it, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, even then, that might be a little bit inappropriate. The
Little
other
bit.
one that I did notice as well that really stuck with me as well, and this was another one that was uttered by Reese, was
Of course.
"You are my salvation, Feyre."
Oh, yep.
Oh my god! You could look. I know that you're married, so I can say this because I'm not. But
Oh, please do.
God, why can't men say that? Like, in real life, just say it. Like, oh god,
Oh,
it's just those two. Oh my god, those two lines just there. Well, actually, the three,
mm,
amazing.
yes.
I think my favorite part of the book, there's a couple. mostly the scenes with Feyre and Rhys. So the scene with the Court of Nightmares, hottest fucking scene ever.
Yep.
The other scene was when they were in the not. This was when they were in this like sort of. I'm gonna say like a little B&B room. It's like a little hotel sort of style room, and it was really cramped. They were in the bed together. That's when they first kind of got together. That scene, oh,
Yep.
beautiful. Then obviously the scene in the cabin when she was painting and then he shows up.
Yes.
Oh god. That
And just that,
oh,
I'm sorry to jump in on you, but that addition to that scene where he kind of spills his guts to her and explains how, and everything from his point of view, so you get a kind of slight spoiler alert, but get an idea of exactly everything that happened to Feyre in book one, and he walks you through how he felt with everything.
yeah. Like he really opened up and it sort of like it really changed your perspective on Reese because when you first get introduced to Reese in the first book, you fucking hate him.
Oh,
Because
some of
he's
us do.
he's an asshole. Well, when you first meet him, anyway, and then you're obviously like, oh my friggin' god. Um, and then in the second book, he really opens up and shows like his true heart,
Yeah.
basically, and like it's just any scene that have got him and Feyre together are my favorite scenes. Um, the least favorite scenes were towards the end of the book.
Yep.
The final scene,
Mm, yeah. No.
that one, that one absolutely destroyed me.
Yep.
But also finding out what Tamlin did as well. Um,
Ultimate betrayal.
Ultimate betrayal. There is just, and you've also said this as well that a lot of people think that there is a chance of redemption for what he's done. I don't think there is. From what he's done and like his actions are irreversible. There is no way he can come back from it. There is no way that you can reverse what he did. So to me, that was the ultimate betrayal, and he can go die in a fucking hole for all I care because I don't like him. He can go fuck
Yeah.
himself. Um, but yeah, it was definitely that's the last couple of scenes like in the final book, and we're not going to explain to you what happened because it will spoil it, but
Mm,
if anybody's read the book you'll know exactly what we're talking about. um
yeah.
yeah.
I feel like we're going to say that a lot in this episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Um.
um so the other one was like was did this one is a definite different this is a definite obvious one. Did your opinion of the book or characters change as you read it?
Yes.
Yeah. Basically all of the reasons we listed above.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like obviously our thoughts and feelings changed between towards Reese and Nesta and Elaine. We also were introduced to the new characters, and then obviously our thoughts and feelings on Tamlin and Lucian have changed as well,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. So yeah, it was definitely that one. Yeah. But the book itself, like to me as a first time fantasy reader, um, this is definitely this book has got me. No, not this book. This series has got me in a chokehold. Honestly, so
It does
bad.
that. Yeah.
It really does. It really does. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got to agree. My opinion, even knowing what was coming, rereading the first book, knowing what was going to happen and who was going to actually end up together, that first initial relationship between Tamlin and Feyre, I still enjoyed Tamlin. Um, he was sweet, he was kind, he was nice, he was fantastic in that first book. Well, the first half of it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and then that just sudden change in the second one. I mean, I understand he was scared. I understand that he's trying, in his own way, trying to protect Feyre. So
Yeah.
don't come at me for those that do actually still like Tamlin for whatever reason. Um, and I'm not going to use the nickname that gets around for him. I'll tell you later, Kaz. Um,
I'm
I
assuming that
promise
we'll
I'll
learn
be
it in
nice.
the third book.
Oh, it's never actually mentioned in any of the books. It's one of those things that is used only by the fandom of this particular
Oh.
series, and it's used as a nickname for Tamlin himself. as I said, I'm not going to use it in this particular. But if
episode.
you do want me to say to, if you aren't sure and would like me to mention it to you, please let us know and drop a comment,
Absolutely.
and I'll respond. And I'll tell you later.
Maybe tell me so I can like judge whether it is actually allowed on YouTube and Spotify, just in case.
All right.
Okay, so this is another one as well, and I have a feeling that there's going to be a couple of scenes that like that will definitely have been this
Yep.
reaction. How did you feel reading it? But also, did the book at any point go flying across the room?
So I was at home the entire time reading this one, so I could throw it across the room and still be fine.
Can you imagine if you were in the office and all of a sudden this book just flies across the office? You bastard! I could just imagine you being called into the HR and be like, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah, I can imagine that conversation.
Oh
Um,
god.
yes, there were several scenes where this book was definitely frisbee worthy.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, the initial scene where just before Feyre leaves the Spring Court,
Yep.
um, and is taken back to the Night Court
Is that when more
when they
winnowed her
rescue her.
out? Yeah,
Yeah,
when they rescued her.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Just that everything that led up to that moment, just I wanted to throw the book so hard. Like, oh my God.
I
Like,
think,
just
yeah.
go and sit in the corner and think about what you've done.
Yeah, there was, yeah, the same with me as well. Like that, and also what we learned when we learned what Tamlin did at the end of the book. Like those were the two
Yes.
moments that I wanted to throw the book across the room. But it also, like that, what when we learned what Tamlin did, that was like the one point where I cried.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it was like, holy shit.
as you know, Kylie, I'm an older sister of two with two
Yep.
younger sisters.
Yep.
And that moment still gets me. That in the first time I read that moment, I wanted to kill him.
Yep.
He's a book character and I wanted to kill him.
Like I
And
said
even
yesterday,
reading it again.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, if he doesn't die in the next book, I'll kill him myself.
Yeah. And even rereading it again, I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And I still wanted to kill him.
Yeah, yeah. It's the type of scene that you just like, you just want to read it once and you never want to read it again.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Because it's
want
just
to finish the book before that part, so it's finished with a good ending.
Yeah. Just you can just rewrite that part. Scrap that entire chapter. Sorry. Yeah, definitely. There was definitely a few times as well. And it was mostly the scenes where Tamlin and Lucien were involved.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, holy shit. There is also one person that we didn't mention as well, and I think we both know the reason why we didn't initially mention them when we were talking about the characters. I don't know how to actually pronounce their name. I think it's...
Don't come at me. I'm going to say this incorrectly, and I know it. I'm just going to say Ianthe.
I think it's Ianthe.
Yep.
Look, if it's wrong, don't come at us. She's not even really worth fucking correcting anyway. Once again, just like the king, we don't like her because she has also betrayed a lot of people. Yeah, and she's also a huge traitor as well. So, like, there is a lot of issues with her as well, which you'll discover in the book if you've read it as well. And if you have read the book, you'll know exactly what we're talking about, which is why we didn't mention her. And we don't really care if her name was pronounced wrong because she is a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thoughts while reading, which basically we've just been talking about anyway, but a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings. Like there was anger, there was sadness, there was happiness, there was euphoria. Like there was so much.
Yeah.
It was an emotional roller coaster.
Especially that last kind of section of the book. You go from when they finally get together, it's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and then you get to the end, it's like, holy fuck,
Yeah,
seriously?
yeah, that was just like you built that up for 47 chapters and then you gave us that. It's like, what the fuck? What I was really like, really super impressed with as well is within the final, like when they were in Highburn. No, they were actually in the Spring Court. No, Summer Court. Or was it Valaris? Where, Jesus Christ, I think it was in Valaris in the city when Feyre was fighting on her own.
Yeah, she's fighting to protect Valaris. Yeah.
Yeah, she was in the city, and that, like, what she did, oh my god, like, her, like, fierceness and, oh my god. That's why she's, like, the heroine in this story, because of that very reason. Like,
Yes.
oh my god. It really, like, her abilities and her powers and her, like, independence really shone through in that scene.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The one thing I don't think we've mentioned yet, and I can totally understand why, one thing that really crossed my mind while I was reading this, I'm going to go back to the wedding scene at the beginning. The wedding dress.
Yeah, ew.
That's all I'm going to say.
Ew. Like, from all the times that they've described the dresses that she's worn and all the outfits that she's worn throughout the series, and they picked that as a wedding dress?
Yeah.
Like, they could have done so much better, and they did her dirty. They did her
Well, let's be honest,
dirty.
probably deliberately, but yes.
I mean, it's not like she ended up getting married anyway, so
That's fine.
honestly, no loss there, really. Still, poor choice. Like, honest to God. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And I think, do you know why? Like, do you know what? Because wasn't Ianthe the one that picked it?
Yes.
Yeah, that explains it. Because she didn't like it either.
No, she didn't.
Feyre didn't like it.
And what kind of bride doesn't like her wedding dress?
Honestly, if that was me getting married and I fucking was made to wear something that I didn't like, I'd call off the wedding.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would absolutely call off the wedding. Like, fuck that. That was bad. Yeah. That was really bad.
Did the book surprise you in any way?
Yeah. Absolutely. The big reveal.
Yeah. Which one?
Without giving it away, the one that involved. Oh, I don't know if this is going to give it away, and I'm sorry if it does, but the one involving Rhys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one, honest to God, shocked me, but it made me so fucking unbelievably happy.
Yeah.
Just that entire scene after it, that just really cemented in everything that we know and love about Rhys. And also, like, that final scene absolutely threw me. I had to reread the chapter to make sure I'd missed something, because I thought I'd missed something when I was quite taken aback by that. Absolutely. What about you?
Again, it's a reread, but so I kind of knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And I know from reading it the first time, that last scene devastated me.
Oh my God. Like,
there's a small list of books that have ever made me cry. I'm going to be totally honest with you here. And that scene in this book got me.
Oh, I was in tears. I was in tears. And like, as soon as I finished that final chapter, like the book was pegged at the wall.
Yeah.
Like I was
that scene for me is up there with books like Marley and Me and
Oh.
So yeah.
Like
to name two that have also made me cry.
Yeah, it's just
So
like we've said, there's just been so many emotions that have happened in this book. Like it's such an
yeah,
emotional roller coaster. And that final scene in it, like it really made us want to like hurry up and just start reading the third book because we're like, we
yep,
need to know what happens. Like I need to know what fucking happens because like you felt really angry when it all happened, but
mm,
then at the same time you were like, okay, the adrenaline's pumping now and I really hope that this works out for the best.
for a good 5 minutes after I finished it, because I finished it fairly late Saturday afternoon. For a good few minutes after I finished it, I got a little bit frustrated knowing that I had to wait before I could start the next one.
Yeah. Um, but we also did like the other thing as well was like, and this sort of goes on to like what did we learn about the book, like from the book. In this book, they actually gave us a lot of history into Prithian.
Yeah,
And
had to learn a
also,
lot.
yeah, we learn a lot about Prithian and their like, and basically the courts and how they came to, and like the storyline between like the sort of the relationship between Tamlin and Reese, and
Mm,
all of that. Moore's history as well
yeah.
absolutely amazed me. Amryn, Azriel, and Cassian, like all of their stories, like really shocked me as well because there was a lot of stuff
Mm,
that we did not know. And then when it was all revealed, it started like put all of the pieces together. And then when that scene in the cabin with Reese and Feyre as well, when he basically expressed himself to Feyre and told her everything, like
yep.
that was another one of the scenes that just made me sob
Yes.
because it was so fucking beautiful. It was so well written. Like there was, I think, about 6 pages of dialogue, and it was just of Reese talking.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god! And I couldn't put it down. I could not put it down. I was laying in bed reading it, and I had to pee so fucking bad. And I was like, you know what? Oh, I'm gonna have to wait until this chapter's over because I'm not missing anything. Like,
Oh, yep.
it was, yeah. was definitely it was definitely a lot that we've learnt from this one. Was
Yes.
there anything that really surprised you about it, like what you learned?
Um, I think not really learnings, but a reminder that the red flags to look for in a relationship.
Oh yeah.
That not everything is as pretty and as neat as it looks from the outside,
Yeah.
in a relationship.
And also never
Um,
judging a book by its cover,
yes,
because
yeah.
that was what
There's
we
some
did.
life lessons in this one,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
Yeah, it's just like
Um,
with Reese, like we judged him from the very beginning because I did because I fucking hated his guts because I thought he was an asshole. And now I want to do so many things to him. Like
I'm not at all surprised.
he's
Um,
he's just love him. Oh God.
oh,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
pretty. It was a lot of emotional things, and then like
Mm,
the other one as well is, and I think we can both agree on this, is did it have a lasting impact on you? Yes,
yes.
because this was the very first time in all of the books that I have read. This is the first time that I've sobbed in a book.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is definitely like, ooh, it has definitely had a lasting impact on me because I was like,
Yeah,
holy shit.
yeah, yeah.
Honest to God, like I thought, like, and I still think this bit because it's obviously a different genre, but the Women's Murder Club series that we're also reading as well, which is like
Mm,
sort of like a murder mystery, sort of thriller crime. And even that, like, there's scenes in that where I was just like, no, 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 no. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be doing that. Like, it's just, yeah. But this one, 100%, like, first time I've cried in a book
mm.
ever.
Oh, I absolutely agree with you. There are scenes in the Women's Murder Club series where I will openly admit that James Patterson is an asshole.
Yeah.
Um, and he does it so well.
Like,
Um,
who was it? Oh, what was her name? The first one that was in one of the ones that they killed off from the Women's Murder Club. What was her name? Spoilers for anyone.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Look, we've given you guys plenty of warning, okay? But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, I do.
I can't think of her name. Fuck. Anyway, that
Yep.
part was like pretty devastating as well.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty devastating. But yeah, this book is, oh my god, it's played with my emotions so badly.
It really has.
Ugh. So what would your overall rating be of it?
I'm incredibly biased, as I already said to you guys in the first episode, and that has not changed. This book is still a 10 out of 10 for me. It
Yep.
will always be a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yep. Absolutely. And like I think it goes without saying as well that 1,000 times, yes, we enjoyed it. We'd 100% recommend it to other readers. And
Yes.
again, for me, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, because this book was just absolutely fucking incredible. Like, the emotions that it played on us were just shocking. Like,
Yes.
shocking.
And I believe the character you were trying to think of from a Women's Murder Club series was Jill.
Yeah, thank you. I knew it started with a J, but I couldn't remember if it was Jodie or something. But I was like, I know it starts with J, but Jill. If you haven't read the Women's Murder Club, go and read it, because oh my fucking god. There's like 26, 25 books. Yeah, there's 26. Yeah. We're up to number 20. So we're actually almost, yeah. It's kind of sad about that one ending.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that basically wraps up today's episode for A Court of Mist and Fury.
I believe it does, yes.
Yeah. So the next book on the agenda is A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is book 3. So it continues on the story with Rhys and Tamlin and Feyre and all of the drama that happened in book 1 and 2. It has now continued on to book 3. I can't wait to start reading it. I'll be starting to read it tonight. But yeah, that will be our 3rd installment. As you know, we are doing fortnightly uploads every 2 weeks because we both work full time. We also need that. Well, I'll say that I need that little bit of extra time to finish the book because I am a slow reader. So out of the both of us, one of us will be able to finish that book in just under 2 weeks. The other one, just on time. I'm the other one. So, look, I am a slow reader, okay? Don't come for me.
There is nothing wrong with being a slow reader, guys.
Exactly.
Everyone reads at their own pace.
Exactly. And like everyone's sort of built different. Like with me, like I really like I work in retail full time, so you can just understand if anybody works in retail like at all, like whether it be casual, part time, full time, you'll know exactly why I need that little bit of extra time. Okay.
Yes.
I've got a stressful job. And you know, like Joss works for a bank, like there's a lot, okay?
Yeah.
So we need that, I need that a little bit of extra time. So we're doing 2 weeks between episodes, but you can, I just discovered this the other day as well, you can actually put comments on the Spotify episodes. You can drop a comment. So if you have any feedback, and we want feedback from you guys. We want constructive criticism about the episodes, about what books and series that we should be reading as well. Drop a comment. It is also going to be on YouTube as well, so you can do the same thing. We're in the process of making a Discord server at the moment, so once that's up and running, we will link everything with everything. So you can join that community as well. And we can have a chat and have like little black book nights where we can just like jump on calls and read books. It's great. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up the episode, guys.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. We really, really, really appreciate it. We thank all of you for all of your support as well. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
We will talk to you guys in 2 weeks.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.